Hey Darren, where had you been?
Riding the sand patch on the Erie Canal.
Do you know anything about it?
No.
Well, it was made in 1817 and completed in 1825.
That was a long time ago.
Why was it made?
It was built to create a navigable water route from New York City and the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes.
Cool.
And did you know that people dug the canal? It was about 40 feet deep, 20 feet wide, and 365 miles long.
Wow, that's so cool.
We're not done with our facts yet.
Wait, if you were digging, did you even get paid?
Well, I was just going to get that. If you were a worker who was digging the Erie Canal, you get paid from about 37 cents to $1 a day, 10 hours a day, and 6 days a week.
Thousands of British, German, and Irish had dug the canal with shovels and horsepower.
You guys know a lot. Anyway, did you know that DeWitt Clinton came with the idea of building the Erie Canal?
What?
Oh, he was the former mayor of New York City and had ran for president in 1812.
Did he become president?
Did he?
No, he didn't, but he was an early American politician and naturalist who served as a United States Senator and was the 6th governor of New York.
Well, looks like you know more about DeWitt Clinton more than us.
Do you know anything about the boat's cost?
Well, there were packet boats. The most common size was 60 meters to 80 meters by just over 14 feet wide. The price of a packet boat is about 4 cents per mile.
What if they couldn't afford it?
A line boat could take passengers and couldn't afford the cost. Line boats charge about 2 cents per mile. However, one boat is less comfortable and travels slower than a packet boat.
Oh, anyone running out of information?
I am blank.
I got more. Do you guys know the Erie Canal is the second longest canal in the world when it was finished? It goes to 365 miles long.
Cool. More?
The Erie Canal was completed in 8 years at the cost of $7,143,000, equivalent to $109 million in 2017.
I could buy 1 trillion hamburgers with that.
Did you know it goes all the way from Albany to Buffalo?
You know a lot. Any of you guys know the locks?
What's that?
Locks are a device used for raising or lowering boats, ships, and other watercrafts.
Does the Erie Canal have any locks?
It does, of course, 36 locks, and 35 are numbered.
Anything else, guys, before we wrap this up?
Oh yes, the Erie Canal was very important because it was the first transportation system between the eastern seaboard and western interior.
One more?
Finally, the Erie Canal is also important because it was faster than carts pulled by animals, so it was efficient.
Well, all of us learned a lot about the Erie Canal.
Do you want to hear a knock-knock joke? Sure. Knock-knock. Who's there? Jello. Jello who? Jello, me and you. We're doing a report on Jello, remember? Oh yeah, when? Right now. What? Welcome back. Today's topic is about Jello. The delicious method of gelatin was created in 1845 by Peter Cooper. Business lagged, so in 1897, Peter Cooper sold his company to Pearl Waite. Did you know his wife, May Waite, was the one who named the delicious treat? Jello! But again, business lagged. So in 1899, Pearl Waite sold Jello to Frank Woodward for $450. That was a lot of money back then. For once, business took off. Go Jello! But did you know there wasn't always chocolate cream? The first 4 original flavors were strawberry, raspberry, orange, and lemon. And all this started right near us in good old Leroy, New York.
I have an order for 500 Jello cups for Gina Goodyear.
That's me. Bye! The company's motto is, there's always room for Jello, and I agree. I call dibs on the chocolate cream!
The history of French Road Elementary School.
Did you know that French Road Elementary School is rated first best school in Monroe County? The first school in Brighton, New York, which went on to become FRES, began in the 1800s.
Today, there are 865 students and 135 staff, 80 teachers. with exactly 1,000 people in all. Compare that to the 7 teachers it had in the 1800s.
This building has had 5 add-ons. Originally it was a neighborhood school, and then it became a middle school, but now we have FRES.
Academically, 56% of students are reading proficient, and 70% students are math proficient. This compared to the old school is probably a much higher education percentage.
The 1800s school had all grades in just a few rooms. Today, you can tell how old any section of the school is by looking for brick walls.
Brick walls indicate that part of the building is original. Posts mean that the section is from the middle school, the school without walls.
A school without walls is pretty much what it sounds like. At FRES, there were no walls around anything except around the library and the science rooms.
The first music room, Mrs. Calamia's room, was soundproof. The room had soundproofing holes all over the walls.
There are still old thermometers and faucets all over the school. They do not work anymore, but they are still cool to see. The original keystone is in the 4th and 5th grade entrance.
Also, there are some original 1950 windows near the counseling office. These are just some of the parts of the original school that you can find in today's FRES. Did you know that at French Road Elementary School, we have numerous awards?
For instance, we have the American Heart Association's Jump Rope for Heart fundraiser, in which French Road Elementary School has raised the most money in all of the United States of America. Not to mention we've been doing it for 19 years.
Plus, French Road Elementary School got the National Blue Ribbon Schools Award in 2011, making it the best school in the United States of America. Now, I want to go back to learning at French Road Elementary School.
Hey Oscar, have you ever heard of Mount Hope Cemetery?
Actually, yeah, I have. I heard it was founded in 1838 and it's on 196 acres of land.
Wow, that's old and big. Isn't Susan B. Anthony buried there?
Yep.
She fought her whole life for women to have the right to vote.
On Election Day in 2016, more than 8,000 people visited her grave because it was the first time a woman candidate was on the ballot.
Wow, that's a lot of people. Isn't Frederick Douglass buried there too?
Yeah, he was born a slave and escaped. His entire life, he fought against slavery as well as for the rights of African Americans and women. He's one of the world's greatest heroes.
There's a long...
By the way, why the heck are we just randomly talking about Mount Hope Cemetery?
We're on the news right now, remember?
Oh, wait, what? Yikes.
There's a long list of other famous people buried there too. Dr. Hartwell Harvard, who worked hard to make a railroad across the country. Nathaniel Rochester.
Hey, he founded our town.
That's right. I still have one more name on the list. Margaret Strong. The Strong Museum was named after her.
Anne, I know you love Native Americans, so I have an interesting fact that I think you're going to love.
Great, let's hear it.
Did you know that 10,000 years ago, Mount Hope Cemetery was covered by a glacier? When it melted, it left behind ridges that Native Americans used as a path to find their way from the Finger Lakes to Lake Ontario.
I didn't know that. I know a cool fact as well. Did you know that the most ancient tombstones in Rochester are located at Mount Hope Cemetery?
Cool, I didn't know that either.
Well, I think we have to leave it with that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. See you next time.
If there is a next time.
Hi, I'm Daniela. I know, I'm researching about it. And I'm Charlotte. Welcome to Channel 12 ESS News. Our topic is the abandoned subway of Rochester, New York. Do you know anything about it, Daniela? Well, the subway opened in 1927 and ran along the bones of the Erie Canal. This particular subway ran less than 10 miles and only served until 1956. It only ran east and west. The city has occasionally considered filling in the entire tunnel, converting it into a bike path or art venue. The eastern part was even chosen for a portion of Interstate 490. Today, few traces of the subway survive, and people would like to take a vote to see what to do with it. People have covered almost the whole subway with graffiti, and because of flooding, it's now an underground pool, and it's illegal to go through without a guide. Here are some interesting facts that we found while researching. Some people bike through the tunnels. And once a band shot a music video inside the subway. Thank you so much for listening to our news story. Finally, we're done. No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good.
No, we're not.
Take two,
everybody. The Rochester Eastman Theatre.
Today we're going to tell you about the Rochester Eastman Theatre. The Eastman Theatre was established by the founder, George Eastman.
The Eastman Theatre was opened on September 4th, 1922. Also, the theatre will undergo a remarkable renovation that will transform the classical structure into a world-class music hall by 2009.
Did you know that the theatre has inspired generations of community members with classical and popular music? The theatre is for music, dance, and silent film.
I didn't know that, but have you heard that the RPO has called the Eastman Theatre home for 85 years?
George Eastman transformed the corner of Main Street in early 1920s by building the Eastman School of Music, adjoining the Eastman Theatre.
It's actually Main and Gibbs Street.
Well, for your information, I have a couple other words to say. George Eastman's lifelong passion for music and his philanthropic investments were motivated by his vision of making Rochester one of the world's great music centers.
That's actually more than a couple of words.
Okay, let's just finish this. That's why the history of the Eastman Theatre is important. Also, you make sure to go to the Eastman Theatre, and thank you for listening.
Welcome to Channel 12 News. All the news when you want it and how you want it. Wake up! What? We were going to list some facts about the Sibley family.
Oh, yeah.
It all started with Hiram Sibley.
A man with no formal schooling, but was truly amazing.
He was born in a family with more than 10 kids.
Wow!
As we stated before, Hiram had no formal schooling.
He often tried to find work to do instead.
Mom, why can't I do that?
Because you have to learn.
At age 16, he moved to Western New York, where he mastered 5 trades in as many years.
At the age of 36, he was elected Monroe County Sheriff.
This important job led him to Rochester, New York, but he became bored.
But luckily, at just the right time, he heard about 2 scientists named Alfred Vail and Samuel Morse.
They were trying to make the telegraph.
They succeeded.
Still, he was getting bored.
Then he opened up a store called Sibley Fabrics.
No, they close at 5.
Since Hiram loved kids, he built a museum. He formed what we know today as the Strong Museum of Play.
He died in 1888 and was buried at Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester, New York.
But his legacy continues. There are statues of him all over.
This is Channel
12 News signing off.
Oh well, bye!